Greetings, fellow mortals. Just so you know, saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. Anyone that says that and gets mad at other people for laughing at them is a loser. If you disagree, that's fine. I don't care if anyone gets mad at me over video games. Now, I have zero problems with Baldur's Gate 3. None at all. In fact, I'm just surprised that it didn't get delayed even further. Back when I first made my Tears of the Kingdom video, I had no idea that I would fall in love with Final Fantasy XVI and that Baldur's Gate 3 wouldn't get pushed back to Q1 of 2024. But here we are. What a great year for gaming. And there's still Spider-Man 2 and possibly Starfield. You know, if combining Fallout and No Man's Sky actually works, I feel worried that this is going to be another Fallout 76, so I'll wait for reviews on that one. No, I like everything about Baldur's Gate 3. The customization, the choices, the world, the storytelling, the characters. It seems almost like it was made specifically for me. In fact, it's a bit overwhelming to the point that it's almost like Elden Ring for me. It's a bit intimidating to even start. It takes a lot more focus than anything I've done this year, and that includes Tears of the Kingdom. But my expectations were high, like shifting my top 10 list high, and none of that has to do with the more intimate and provocative aspects of the game. I find it funny that you can run around naked and have relations with a bear. It's not exactly interesting to me specifically, but the creators can do what they want. I don't mind. No one is forcing me to do those aspects of something that's ultimately pixels on a screen.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Nothing about using sex appeal to sell products bothers me. There's no denying that it sells. Just look at OnlyFans, and it will not offend me. The only time that some aspect of this has taken away a bit of my enjoyment from a series was with Jobless Reincarnation, which I just made a video about, and that was because it involved characters who are actually children having relations with the main character who has the mind of a 40-year-old man. No, I refuse to go there. I do not want that normalized in any way. Yes, they are drawings, but it is weird. It's not even a 600-year-old dragon that looks like a child. They were actually children. There is always a line, and that is it for me. I will not apologize for this stance. But I do respect Larian Studios for the hustle, for using the sexy aspect of their games to get more attention. It does kind of suck that those aspects are more appealing to people than the actual freedom, choice, and storytelling involved in this. This is as close to freedom of an actual tabletop game as you can get. Literal Dungeon and Dragon campaigns brought to life on a screen. It is close to miraculous. But that's the reality of the situation, and it won't change. Baldur's Gate 3 embraces this reality. I respect that, and it seems that a lot of other people do too. But I find it odd that journalists and hacks' opinions would shift dramatically if you slapped a pair of anime eyes on the bear and it called you senpai. It's a trend that I've noticed a lot with Western and Eastern products. Japanese stuff is bad, no matter what. It is deconstructed to every little tiny detail, especially by gaming media. I first noticed it with the Dark Souls series all the way up to Elden Ring. Why is this getting picked on when there are plenty of independent studios over here making hard games? The same could be said with Final Fantasy XVI. My God, the hate thrown at that game was insane. I'm still flabbergasted by the comparison between those who loved it and those who hate it. One side was very rational and even slightly critical of the game's shortcomings. The other side was losing their minds over it. Even someone like Yahtzee Croshaw jumped on the hate bandwagon for this one. He made 2 full videos on Final Fantasy XVI, and some of his points made me roll my eyes. The enemies are really easy to cut down if you do side quests and experiment on mixing powers. And the flat faces and budget cost stuff he talked about was perhaps the stupidest thing I've heard in a while. He compared it to movies, like they don't have equal budget problems right now. Has he's seen modern films, and this is coming after he chastised gamers for being mad at actually broken games like Golem and Redfall. Yes, there was a bandwagon with those, but you jumped on your own bandwagon with your peers, you hypocrite.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Now, I don't want to sound too much like Gamergate or anything. That was a movement from almost a decade ago that lasted maybe 6 months, if that, and now no one will shut up about it. It's done. We all know that people in gaming media and journalists in general will lie to us. Oh, by the way, I do not condone harassment. Do not harass people. Unfortunately, even the people that I thought I respected have been showing their asses with this. If you want to see the biggest example of what I'm talking about, I want you to go back and observe the difference from people's reactions to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I haven't played the Xenoblade Chronicles series, but I remember the reaction from everyone who wasn't a fan. Oh my god. People lost their mind over Petra's design, which is exaggerated, but that was the point. The creators wanted to get more attention and sales for their series. And guess what? It worked. They got to work on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and, from what I have heard, complete their vision. You got to do what you got to do. But what I'm really interested in is going to be comparing the different reactions to game journalists sneering at the innuendo and fan service in an anime game, but then giggling at Baldur's Gate 3. I wonder if Video Game Donkey will make a video on this.
You know what I noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan. When I say that what?
Mother scores and bye.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
There really only seems to be one difference between the reactions. Why is Horizon Burning Shores praised for optional paid DLC with an LGBT plus romance, which I approve of, by the way, do more of that, and Dion's relationship with Terrence is criticized? Why is Baldur's Gate 3 okay and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 terrible? Why are comics progressive when manga created by women like Demon Slayer are looked down on? Why are cartoons no one wants or watches applauded to high heaven, but anime is dismissed and sneered at? Now, you might be thinking that I'm acting like a weeb here, and maybe I am a bit too much on their side on this case. After all, Japan has huge problems with censorship and from working their creators to death. But I've been enjoying more Japanese shows, Korean dramas, and Indian Bollywood movies content than anything from America lately. And I would like to point out that Larian Studios isn't even American either. It's a Belgium company. So maybe I'm jumping on a non-American entertainment bandwagon compared to a Japanese bandwagon. And yet, all of the opinions getting thrown out there are by the same people who live in one state on the West Coast. It almost seems like they hate entertainment from countries that are not European or American.
Really makes you think.
And no, I'm not actually going to make that claim. I'm just being facetious. I like to be an asshole sometimes. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to be so controversial that I'm going to call people that I disagree with racist just because they don't have my opinion. That would be completely stupid. I don't know why anyone would do that. But only someone disingenuous would say that there is not a double standard here. There is. And we need to point it out and we need to fix it because these calls for censorship are terrible. I hate it when every single side does it. I am 100% free speech, especially when it comes to art, even with some aspects I don't like. I may not enjoy the fact that Jobless Reincarnation has grooming in it, but I'm not calling for it to be changed or say that it can't exist. That would be stupid of me to do. Calls for censorship always comes back around to the thing that you enjoy. It will not just be the things that you hate. So we need to be careful, especially for what I think is the true reason behind this double standard. There is a lot of jealousy here. They're jealous that despite the censorship and mild cultural differences, artists and storytellers get to do what they want in Japan if they can sell it. From Dragon Ball all the way to Demon Slayer. There may be flaws, but any idea is given an opportunity. I mean, there's a manga out there with a rooster with superpowers. When I say that anything has a chance, I mean that any single thing has a chance.
What the hell is this?
Yet in America, recognizable brands is the most important thing right now. Nothing new is really being given a chance. It needs to be proven already. They want an 18-year-old employee with 20 years of experience. There is no room to experiment. Do you think Soulsborns would have been given a chance over here? Hell no. It was only accepted when it was already proven. If something doesn't immediately work over here, it gets tossed away. Make money immediately or you get nothing. Never mind that the most profitable properties ever had to start from somewhere. From Harry Potter to Pokemon to even Barbie. It did not start out famous. It has to have a beginning and be given more than 5 minutes to be successful. So, as a fan of art and storytelling, I do hope that Baldur's Gate 3 is so successful that it will turn heads. I hope that it's praised for doing everything gamers have been demanding for years. I hope that this changes things. And I hope eyes are open to the hypocrisy around all of this and the feelings of restrictions that people in media feel here despite having the lightest censorship laws the world has ever seen. You're welcome to disagree with all of this. That's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and to continue the discussion in the comment section. And please consider giving my books Above Heaven, Dance of Frozen Death, and Vows of Blood and Honor, which will be released in September, a chance. I appreciate you. Do not despair.